Hey everyone, it's Albie. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll be going over my mid-month wrap-up for October. I had a really busy reading month. I actually read 16 books in 12 days, so I have a lot to go over. So the first book I finished in October was Phantom in Time by Eugenia Riley. It was a Phantom of the Opera retelling. It was a historical romance that had a time-traveling element, and so far it was okay. It wasn't really my favorite. I kind of was a far stretch for a Phantom of the Opera retelling. To me, I wrote that it was more so a retelling of the novel rather than like the movie musical or the musical by Lloyd Webber. So it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. The next book I read was Trouble for My Troll by Honey Phillips. This was her Fairhaven Falls series. They're cozy, cute monster romances that are on the spicy side, and I really did enjoy this one. It was a really nice, meet cute. Our heroine is sort of struggling and trying to relocate herself and find a new life, and she meets her hero, who is a troll, and it was just fun. It was a fun story. The next story I read was a really short novella. It was More Than Candy Corn by Christine DiPetrillo. Really barely even a romance, barely a holiday romance. It was like two corporate work people that were like enemies to lovers, and then kind of like they became more, but it just didn't capture me. The next book I really did enjoy. I have to look at the title. Our Desperate Bride by Lacey Davis. This was a really good story. It was one of the free Kindle books I picked up from that haul last month. It was a MFM romance. It was a Western historical, and it was really good. It had interesting backstory. Her heroine was from Charleston, South Carolina, so I thought that was really cool. And she relocates after she is caught in a compromised position by this horrible, evil man in Charleston, and she flees to like Montana, I think, or Wyoming, and to basically become a mail order bride, and two men are interested in her, so it becomes a throuple. It was spicy, it had good romance, and it was just a fun story. So I definitely want to pick up more from Lacey Davis. She does have more historicals as well as contemporary MFM Western, so if you're looking for something like that, I think it's definitely an author to pick up. The next book I read was Hollow by Sam DaCosta. It was technically like a collection of short stories that featured prominent characters from the Legend of Sleepy Hollow by, I can't remember the author. I read that like a long time ago in college for American Literature 1, I think. It was pretty good. The first one was at MM with Ichabod Crane and Brom Bones, I think was his name. So whoever's like, he's considered to be the Headless Horseman, and he was a Headless Horseman, and there was some really super spicy stuff. I don't even think I can say what happened in the stories, but overall it was really good. It was interesting. The next book I read was her favorite, Jack-o'-lantern by Rebecca Rennick. Sorry. It's so hard to see the names. I did not like this one. It was a real bummer. It was one of my most anticipated reads for October, and it just really sucked. The characters were juvenile, the romance was blah. Like it was just like even middle school petty drama. It was just not for me. And it really wasn't even that spicy. I don't know. It was called like the Gummy Bear Orgy series, and I'm like, there wasn't, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. The next story I read was a really short novella by Jessica Kane, and I really liked it. It was My Husband, My Stalker. It was a stalker dark romance, but the hero was really cool. I liked that story a lot. It was really good. She has a couple other stalker ones. I don't know if I'll pick them up, like My Step Stalker. I'm not into the whole stepbrother thing, but My Husband, My Stalker was really interesting. I did enjoy that one a lot. All right, the next one was one of my favorites of this month. It was Tangling with Trolls by Hazel Mack. This is book 2 in the, I think it's, what is it called? The Ever series, Ever Massachusetts. Really enjoyable. It had our heroine Ren and Orin, something like that, who is a troll, and he has a troll whip. Just really cute. It was fun. I really have enjoyed that series a lot. I have a full review on that one, so if you want to check it out, I go more in depth into it. The next book is another Honey Phillips. It was Fireworks for My Dragon Boss. This one was a letdown. It wasn't that good. I don't mind a boss trope. I don't mind the billionaire trope. I just don't understand male dragons that much. So yeah, the romance was a little subpar for me. I didn't love it, and I didn't really understand the whole like dragon aspect, so it wasn't really one for me. All right, the next one I read was Deal with a Demon by Amy Wright. I will have a full review up on this shortly. It was one of my favorites of this month. Don't want to go too deep into it because I'll do a full review like for my next video, but really enjoyable. Then I read Scream for Us by Molly Doyle, and I will do a full review on that one as well. It was another one that was 6 stars for me, surprisingly. It was featured Quinn and 3 masked men that are dressed up as like the male leads of slasher horror films from the 70s to 90s, maybe like early 90s, late 80s. You know, they keep remaking them, but yeah, iconic slasher heroes, slasher villains, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees and Ghost from Scream. Yeah, so Ghost was the 90s. So really fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. The next book I read was a cozy mystery. It was really cute. I did that bump in the night bingo thing, and that's why I read so many, because I wanted to get a blackout on the bingo card, and one of the squares was haunted house, and this looked really cute. I picked it up on Amazon. It was like $4.99, $2.99. It's book 5 in the series. You don't really have to read them in order. I skipped to this one just to get the bingo mark. They're short cozy mystery novellas. I think they're set like in Florida. I don't know where a bay would be other than like Florida and Texas and stuff, because they're like Bayview, USA. So really cute. It did have a fun story. It did have a haunted house element, but you know, it wasn't like a Stephen King sort of haunted house. It's more like a Scooby-Doo haunted house, but there was a cozy murder. So interesting story. I did not expect the murderer to be who or whom they were, so that was really fun as well, just because it kept you on your toes. All right, the next book I read was The Gargoyle's Captive by Katie Robert. This is the 3rd book in the Deal with the Demon series, and it was not enjoyable for me. I gave it a 3, but usually I'm like a 5 or 6 with her, and so I was really disappointed. So I am going to do a review on that one. The next one I have was Mating the Huntress by Talia Hibbert. This is, I think, one of her earliest works. I think she did write like a Christmas novella first, and then she wrote this. This was a werewolf shifter, like huntress, female character romance. It was all right. It just wasn't for me. I didn't really bond with the characters. I still have trauma from Twilight and how big of a letdown that series was. I did like the first one, but anyway, just I didn't vibe with that. I do love monster romances, but I like them to be I almost said clever, but this one was just, it wasn't for me. The next one I read, I have to look at, The Reaper Awakened by C.J. Rain. This was I liked the premise of the story, but it didn't capture my attention, which was kind of sad for me, because I like when the heroine's like the dominant in the situation, and like it's a dominant heroine in like a reverse harem. I think that's a really cool juxtaposition. But it was vampires, and I do like vampire romances, but I didn't love this one. It was just, I don't know. Sometimes when it's like overly spicy, I'm like, okay, I'm not really drawn into the story, and so I just don't care. Like if I'm really invested in characters and it gets spicy, I'm like, this is a fun time. You know, like the most fun I've had, well, oh god, that sounds terrible. I really enjoyed, let's say, Window Shopping by Disability, because I just love those characters. I love the Reverse Grumpy Sunshine, give it to me every day. And when it's characters you really enjoy and they get to be spicy and, you know, canoodle and carnal with one another, it's more fun for me as a reader. I just enjoy that a lot more, rather than characters I'm like, okay, all right, you're doing it again, good for you, you know. I just I have more fun when it's characters that I've really grown to love and enjoy their journey, and then when it gets carnal and nasty and naughty, it's even more fun. So yeah, all right. And the last book I read on the 12th was by Vera Valentine. She wrote Unhinged, the doorknob shifter romance. This one was another shifter romance. It was an MFM, and this book is called Squeak, and the heroes are balloon animal shifters. You heard that right. The man are balloon animals and turn into men, or vice versa, and it's latexual chemistry. I don't know. It was short. I needed a shifter romance for my bingo blackout, and like $1.99. So I was like, check, check, check. And so I read it, and it was fun. I think I actually gave it 4 stars because, you know, at least it's a new idea. So Squeak by Vera Valentine. It was 54 pages. If you need something short to kind of get you out of a slump or something, it was fun, you know. So that's what I'll say about that. So yeah, these were my 16 books I read in 12 days. Hard to believe I haven't read a book since, which is terrible. I think I want to read a cozy mystery. I picked up a couple that I'm really intrigued to pick up, and I feel like with cozy mysteries I don't have to read them during October. They're kind of like cozy, so they're always kind of like around, they're always seasonal. But I'm just kind of in the mood for another one that Cindy Bell wrote, the Halloween at the Haunted House, and that was really cute. It was a cupcake or a baker in like her like extended family, and like there's not like a romance element, but she does have this thing with like the sheriff, or yeah, an officer. So it's a similar aspect that you see in a lot of cozy books. Let me know, would y'all like to see a cozy romance haul? I have not purchased a physical book all year. I've only bought Kindle books because I've only read on my Kindle. I've read 106 books excuse me, 106 books this year, and they've all been on my Kindle. I haven't read a physical one, but I can obviously show you what I bought for my Kindle, and I can show you. So I kind of want to do a cozy haul, and then probably do some cozy mysteries for my next book. I don't want to read a monster romance for a while, just because I read so many this month already, and I'm just like, you know, except for Parting with Pixies by Hazel Mack, the 3rd book. I am excited for that one. I don't know if I pre-ordered it, and it was like $2.99, so, you know, pretty expensive. And the 4th book is getting a reveal soon, but I really have loved that's the Ever series. The first one, Getting It On with Gargoyles, I loved. Tangling with My Troll, I've loved. So I'm really excited for Parting with Pixies, because that one is the brother of the hero from the 1st book, and it's like a single dad gargoyle romance. So I'm just excited. It looks really cute. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say other than that. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I will see y'all soon for another video.